Hi guys, and welcome back to the new episode of the Cities Skylines series Vermont. So this will be the first video of the new year, and I want to say Happy New Year to all, and thank you for subscribing to all the new subscribers that we have. We are currently at the number of 33 subscribers, and we are growing slowly but steadily. Hopefully, we'll grow much bigger in some future, but it's even okay if we don't, because every subscriber means a lot to me. So in this new episode, we are building the city palace with a big garden in the back. I wanted to make it very decorated with a lot of, additional buildings like those greenhouses that you see right now. And these other buildings that you will see a bit later, where I will be detailing the flowers in front. Those are some summer palace buildings, which I really like, and they look quite nice with this bigger building in front. Similarly, like with the opera, I had this bigger building placed quite a long time ago, and finally I'm here to build the rest of this place. And what I started, as you saw, with placing other buildings, and then adding the pedestrian areas and planters that you see me fill with a lot of flowers and of course palms that to represent that this is very lush and quite expensively made. And of course, because this is a city palace, it wouldn't look good if it wouldn't have so much plants. I was hoping that my FPS won't drop too much, and luckily it stayed quite firmly where it was. Not perfect, but still playable. Because I must say that this new mod that is out for some time, the FPS booster, really does help a lot, especially with my lower end PC compared to other PCs that usually Cities Skylines players have. uh, I cannot complain too much because it does help a lot. Also, one other thing that I wanted to achieve here was symmetry, because these kind of palace gardens usually are symmetrical, not just lush but also, as I said, symmetrical, so that they would look much nicer. And I think it was not so hard to do it this time, because I had the right things to do it and to achieve it. And this fence, for example, is actually a fence that is much lower, but I edited it with PO, and these entrances are actually vanilla entrances. For now, you see that they have this ugly black thing in between, but later on I managed to also, with help of a PO, not just make them bigger, also to remove these black things, and I was quite happy with it. I didn't film the process of it because I did it afterwards, but in the cinematics you will see it. And this is that building I was telling you, the Summer Palace. For some reason, it has these nice patches of green grass in front, but no flowers and no plants on it. And I was thinking that like this, it looks quite flat, and I thought that putting plants in those planters would look much nicer. So you can see me here, I was placing some azalea bushes and lipstick palms, which are quite interestingly named, but also interestingly looking, and they are really nice. And in the middle I made this combination of tulips and of course yet more azalea bushes. And I think that's one of the flowers that I used most in my city, because they look really nice. They have not too big size, and they have variety of colors, but well, mostly I used white because it fits my city better, but it has several colors that if you have in your city, that you can match it to, whatever vibe you are looking for. And here, after I finished one, with the help of Move It mod, I just copied the other, so I don't need to spend the exact amount of time to do it again. And as many people say, the PO, that is the best mod ever. I think also it is, because as you see here in this example, I was changing the size of these planters so it would fit these palms better, because they are quite small, and bigger trees with thicker trunks don't fit into them quite nicely. And as usual on my side, I always try to plan what I'm going to build in the next episode, but for this one I was not really sure what to do, and it also usually happens that for other episodes that I don't know what to do and what to build. And then in the meantime, while I was building this first part you saw, I was thinking what I can put here, and then idea to put a lake came to mind. And then, as you saw, I terraformed the terrain to make a depression for water to have a little, pond. And then I made this raised pedestrian path going around it as a like a small bridge, like the water is also underneath. It's not really, but it kind of looks like it is when I will place plants around it. And after I was happy with the size and shape of the pond and the pedestrian path, I decided to add this curb, so this cobblestone area wouldn't look like it's ending with no edge, just like a decal that it is. And of course, I was thinking that this area wouldn't be, in my mind, perfect without some commercial stuff like this Starbucks cafe that I placed here with these PO steps. I'm quite sure that they wouldn't allow them to do this kind of cafe in this city palace, but I imagine that Starbucks paid for renovation of some parts of this garden, so that in the end that the government allowed them to place this modern cafe here. And now we are at the lake part again, and here you see that I was placing a lot of stones and rocks because I wanted to achieve the look of a natural lake, even though it wouldn't be natural, it would be man-made, but I still wanted to have some natural elements around it. After placing all of the rocks, it looked already much nicer, and then when I started adding plants, it came alive even more. I used variety of plants and trees, and I didn't film it all because I was also trying to shorten this episode. I hope that I managed to do it and still retain a lot of elements that are important in a build, so you can understand my thinking and thought process. And here, this was the end of the lake area where I finished all, and then I also added this terrace because a cafe area wouldn't be, complete without some terrace where people could go outside and sit. After that, I was continuing detailing work and was thinking how this metro station is nice, but that it's very strange that it's just a hole in the ground, and that usually, train stations and tram stops and metro stations that have entrances like this have some roof that protects, entrance from water, because otherwise, like this, when it rains, I think that this metro station would flood. And also, yet again, Pio saved the day, and I was able to do this, roof with metal structure and glass. And so before I go and let you watch and enjoy and listen to music, other parts that you will see me build will be some also residential and commercial buildings. And as well, later on, I reminded myself that the lake and those stones on one side could also fit a nice waterfall. So I added that with also help with PO and props that are animated that I made bigger and smaller to fit the space better and to make waterfall look much nicer and more realistic. And so I will go now and let you watch and come a little bit later, closer to the cinematic portion. And I am back, and we are, few minutes from the cinematic portions, where before I placed the cinematics, I included this area that I built next to the main back entrance to the palace. Is this steps that go to the upper city, and as the process of building it took several hours, I wouldn't be able to achieve the length of the video that is watchable, and yet also show what I did with these steps. So I included a few cinematic shots, still pictures that I took from the same spot in a few phases, and also added a few clips of just putting some fences, and the process of adjusting the pedestrian path that allows me to make people walk on these steps, and when you turn it invisible, it helps you to achieve the realism and achieve the working steps and the working path to the upper town. So I think we have only a few minutes of me building this and then turning it into invisible path, and also detailing the steps with some plants and with some props like terrace and cafes. So before I go and let you watch cinematics, I want to thank you all for watching. And if you like what you see, you can leave a like down below, and also a comment. And if you're not yet subscribed and you want to see more, you can also subscribe, because I plan to add more videos. I'm not so sure how much, maybe few more of this city before I start a new one. But I think it will not be too much of them, because already the game is a bit laggy, and I don't know, I'm not so sure that it will be playable for long. So thank you again, stay safe and have a nice day. Bye.